Look at them, sleeping 16 hours a day, grooming in the sunlight, having their meals served to them on a silver platter without ever having to worry about paying rent or sitting in rush hour traffic. From the outside looking in, being a house cat seems like the easiest, most relaxing job in the world. Most people look at their cats and think, what on earth could you possibly have to be stressed about? But here is the truth, and it's a truth that science is only just beginning to fully understand. Beneath that lazy, luxurious exterior, your cat's brain is constantly running a complex, high-stakes background program. They are biologically wired for a world of absolute unpredictability. And yes, your cat can absolutely experience stress. In fact, because of the way their nervous system is built, they experience stress far more deeply, persistently, and intensely than humans do. We just don't see it because they are masters of disguise. Most of the time, we misinterpret their stress as bad behavior. We think they are hitting a rebellious phase. We think they are holding a grudge. We think they are acting out of spite. Let me give you a very specific example. Has your cat ever suddenly started going to the bathroom completely outside of their litter box? Maybe right in the middle of your perfectly made bed? Or directly on a pile of your freshly washed clothes? Your first instinct is anger. You feel disrespected. You think they are punishing you for changing their food or coming home late, but you need to put the cleaning supplies down for a second and listen. At the end of this video, I am going to decode exactly why that specific, frustrating behavior happens. And when you understand what is actually going through your cat's mind in that moment, you'll realize it isn't an act of defiance. It is one of the most heartbreaking, desperate cries for help an animal can make. Welcome to Not Just Meows. Today, we are tearing down the myths about feline behavior. We're going to look at the silent suffering of the modern house cat, why it happens, how to spot it, and most importantly, how you can save them from it. Part 1. The biological anchors of anxiety. To understand why a creature that sleeps all day is actually a bundle of nerves, you have to look at the world through their eyes. You have to strip away the apartment walls, the soft blankets, and the toy mice, and look at the ancient DNA still firing in their brains. 1. Territory is survival. For a human, a home is a place to keep your stuff. For a cat, territory is their literal lifeblood. They don't just live in your house, they own it. They possess it through an invisible, intricate map of scent markers. Every time they rub their cheek against the corner of your coffee table, they're uploading data. They are building a fortress of familiarity. Because of this, any alteration to their environment is not an inconvenience. It is a catastrophic breach of security. Moving to a new house is an obvious trauma, but to a cat, even microscopic changes can trigger an alarm. Did you buy a new sofa? Did you switch the brand of their litter? Did you have a friend come over who brought the scent of a strange dog into the living room? To you, it's just Tuesday. To your cat, the protective shield of their territory has just been shattered. They now have to work overtime to re-establish the perimeter. 2. The tragedy of the golden cage. We have taken an apex micro-predator, an animal built to sprint, climb, calculate, and kill, and we have placed them inside a 40 square meter box. We give them a bowl of dry kibble and expect them to be perfectly content. This leads to what behaviorists call the golden cage syndrome. It is profound, crushing boredom when a cat has nothing to stalk, nothing to calculate, and nothing to conquer. Their brain begins to atrophy emotionally. You might think your cat is just lazy because they sleep from sunrise to sunset, but a lot of the time, it isn't laziness. It's a feline form of depression. They sleep because there is absolutely no compelling reason to be awake. 3. The brutality of the feline Cold War. If you have a multi-cat household, you need to listen very closely to this one. Most owners think that because their cats aren't rolling around on the floor drawing blood, they are getting along. This is a dangerous misconception. Cats rarely engage in physical combat unless they absolutely have to. It's too risky. Instead, they engage in psychological warfare. They fight cold wars. A dominant cat can completely terrorize a submissive cat without ever touching them. They do this through microaggressions. A dominant cat will casually sit in the narrow hallway that leads to the litter box. They will lounge near the only pathway to the water bowl. They won't attack, they will just stare. That simple, unwavering stare is a threat. The weaker cat is forced to hold their bladder or hide under the bed for hours, trapped in a state of chronic, low-grade terror. Forcing cats who don't like each other to share a single litter box isn't just an oversight, it is psychological torture. 4. The empathy burden. Your cat knows when you are falling apart. Science has completely debunked the idea that cats are aloof and disconnected from their owners. They are highly sensitive biological sponges. They can read the micro fluctuations in your facial expressions. They smell the change in your sweat when your body releases cortisol. They feel the erratic shift in your resting heart rate when they sleep next to you. If you are going through a brutal breakup, facing massive financial stress, or battling anxiety, your cat absorbs that ambient tension. They don't have the cognitive ability to understand why you are stressed, but they feel the shift in the air. Their anchor, you, is unstable, which means their world is suddenly unstable. Part 2. The silent cries for help. So, if they aren't complaining out loud, how do you know they are drowning? You have to learn how to read the whispers of their body language and decode the behaviors you've been misinterpreting for years. 5. Invisibility and the bunker mentality. When a dog is scared, they might whine or seek you out for comfort. When a cat is truly terrified, they turn invisible. They will find the darkest, most inaccessible corner of your house, the very back of the top shelf of your closet, or squeeze deeply under the guest bed, and they will cease to exist. A lot of owners brush this off. Oh, he's just being an independent cat today. She just likes her alone time. No. If a cat suddenly alters their routine to remain completely unseen for hours or days at a time, they are not seeking independence. They have retreated to a bunker. Their ears are pinned flat against their skull. Their tail is wrapped tightly around their body to make themselves as small a target as possible. Their pupils are dilated wide, taking in as much light as possible to scan for predators. They are hiding because their instincts are screaming that if they step out into the open, they will not survive. 6. Scratching is not vandalism. Let's talk about your ruined furniture. You come home from work, look at the shredded arm of your expensive couch, and you instantly feel a surge of anger. You yell. You might even squirt them with a water bottle. Stop doing that. You are punishing an animal for having a panic attack. Scratching serves multiple purposes for a cat. Yes, it sheds dead nail husks. And yes, it leaves a visual and chemical scent marker, but it is also a powerful physical release valve for pent-up emotional energy. Think about a human who is incredibly stressed. What do? They might go to the gym and punch a heavy bag for an hour, or they might do deep yoga stretches to release the tension in their muscles. When a cat reaches up, digs their claws into a solid surface, and pulls down with all their body weight, they are doing both. They are stretching their spine and physically discharging nervous energy. If your cat suddenly starts aggressively scratching furniture they used to ignore, it is a massive, flashing red light. They are screaming, "I am so overwhelmed that I physically need to claw it out of my system." 7. The dark side of self-soothing. Have you ever noticed your cat grooming themselves constantly? Maybe you even thought it was a sign of a very clean, fastidious pet. But then you notice a bald patch on their belly, or pink skin on their front legs. This is psychogenic alopecia. When a cat's anxiety reaches a tipping point, they look for a way to self-soothe. Licking releases endorphins in a cat's brain. It feels good. It feels safe. It reminds them of being a tiny kitten groomed by their mother. But when the stress doesn't go away, the licking doesn't stop. It becomes an obsessive-compulsive disorder. They will lick themselves bald, and sometimes even chew their own skin until it bleeds, just to maintain that tiny, fleeting drip of calming hormones. It is the feline equivalent of a human biting their fingernails down to the quick. Part 3. The rescue protocol. Now we arrive at the most important part. How do we fix this? How do we take a creature that is governed by wild instincts and help them feel safe in our modern world? 8. The truth about the bed. Closing the open loop. Remember the question from the beginning of this video? The ultimate betrayal. Why does a stressed cat jump onto your bed? Or find a basket of your freshly worn clothes and empty their bladder right in the middle of it? When a cat's territory feels threatened, whether by a stray cat outside the window, a new baby, or just the chaos of a disrupted routine, they feel like they are losing their grip on their home. Their scent is fading. The protective barrier is falling. So, what do? They go to the one place in the entire house that smells the most intensely, heavily, and undeniably like you. Your mattress. Your pillows. Your worn t-shirts. You are their ultimate provider of safety. By peeing on your things, they are not disrespecting you. They are desperately trying to mix their scent with your scent. In their mind, they are weaving your identities together to create a super barrier against whatever is scaring them. They are literally saying, "Please, I am losing control. I need to blend my smell with yours so I can feel safe again." 9. Rule out the physical first. Before you try to fix their mind, you must ensure their body isn't failing them. Cats are the ultimate stoics. In the wild, if you show weakness, you get eaten. Therefore, cats have evolved to hide physical pain until it is almost unbearable. A cat suffering from feline idiopathic cystitis, a stress-induced bladder inflammation, or kidney stones will associate the litter box with agonizing pain. So, they look for somewhere soft and safe to go instead. If your cat changes their behavior, stop guessing, take them to the vet, rule out the physical before you treat the psychological. 10. Give them the third dimension. If you want to instantly drop your cat's stress levels by 50%, give them the sky. In nature, cats are both predators and prey. When they feel threatened, their first instinct is to go up. A high vantage point allows them to observe a threat from a safe distance without being ambushed. If your cat lives entirely on the floor, they feel exposed 24/7. You need to create a cat superhighway in your home. Install sturdy wall shelves. Buy a tall, robust cat tree and place it near a window, often referred to as cat TV. Clear off the top of a secure bookshelf. When a cat has the ability to navigate a room without ever having to touch the floor, their confidence skyrockets. Furthermore, when they retreat to these high places, you must respect the no-fly zone. Never reach up and drag a cat down from their safe space. Let them observe. Let them decide when the coast is clear. 11. The power of the kill sequence and scent therapy. You cannot just throw a plush toy on the floor and expect your cat's boredom to vanish. You have to trigger their ancient DNA. Play therapy is not just a game, it is psychological medicine. You need to use a wand toy and guide your cat through the complete predatory sequence. Stare, stalk, chase, pounce, kill. Make the toy act like real prey. Make it hide behind corners. Make it freeze in fear. Let your cat calculate the trajectory. And most importantly, let them catch it. When a cat successfully kills the toy, their brain floods with dopamine and endorphins. It wipes the slate clean. It neutralizes the cortisol in their blood. Do this for 15 minutes before their dinner, and you will watch a stressed, anxious animal transform back into a confident panther. Additionally, embrace modern science. Synthetic pheromone diffusers mimic the exact chemical markers a mother cat produces to soothe her kittens. Plugging one of these into the wall near their favorite resting spot acts as an invisible, continuous wave of reassurance. It is a biological life raft during times of change. Part 4. The weight of guardianship. Bringing a cat into your home is not just about keeping a food bowl full and scooping a litter box. It is an unspoken vow. It is the responsibility of taking a wildly intelligent, deeply sensitive creature and promising to protect not just their physical body, but their entire emotional world. They do not have a voice to tell you when they are hurting. They only have their actions. The next time your cat destroys a piece of furniture, hides for 2 days straight, or leaves an accident on your bed, take a deep breath. Let go of your human ego. Do not react with anger, or frustration, or a loud voice. Take a step back, look at the world through their eyes, and ask yourself one simple question. What are you so afraid of? Because your patience, your empathy, and your willingness to understand their silent language is the only true safe haven they will ever know. Thanks for being someone who actually cares enough to look beneath the surface. If this helped you see your cat in a different light, make sure to subscribe and share this with another cat parent who needs to hear it. We're building a community that truly understands feline psychology, because around here, it's not just mews. See you in the next one.